I'm Jerry Klein with Knox County Bigfoot Organization, and we have a special guest here today at Squatchfest. And what's your name?
My name's Colin Schneider, also known as the Crypto Kid.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 16.
What got you interested in Bigfoot and cryptozoology?
I first got interested right around when I was 8. The show Monster Quest had started to just come on, and every episode was a new discussion and analyzation of some kind of strange monster. But they treated these monsters as if they were animals just waiting to be discovered. And that really got me excited because I've always loved animals. So the idea that there are animals just waiting to be discovered just absolutely fascinated me.
Yeah. Now, do you get out and do research too out in the woods yourself?
I try to. I don't always get a chance, and I don't do it very often. A lot of what I focus on is historical reports. You know, going through old newspapers, going through old journals, books, looking for, just connections between those, because a lot of that, it has not been looked at as much as it could be.
Right. Have you been to any of the what I call the library conferences, where a lot of the guys here in Ohio that go and do just a little conference of their books, their people's eyewitness reports and this and that and the other?
I go to a lot of those, and actually I've done several of those at local libraries.
Oh, good, yeah.
I give talks not just at libraries, but conferences fairly frequently.
Yeah, that's good. What's your favorite cryptid?
It's kind of a tie between Bigfoot and the Chupacabra. I have done a lot of research into cryptid livestock attacks. So, the Chupacabra is always something that's interested me. And it's just so weird. I just get excited about the weird stuff.
Now, have you heard down in New Mexico, there's a lot of people down there, especially some pretty good researchers down there, that thought at first their livestock stuff was being killed and everything by a chupacabra, but come to find out, because they've been finding evidence on the side of their houses and their house trailers and stuff, big claw marks, they're thinking now that it's these massive Bigfoot that's doing it down there in New Mexico, and they think it's because of the rivers around there got polluted from the mining and this and that and the other, that's kind of making them go a little berserk, but what's your opinion on that?
Well, I think it's very interesting, and it's definitely not unique. I have logged approximately 75 individual cases of Bigfoot attacking and oftentimes carrying away livestock. There's been a handful of cases here in Ohio, but the closest area that seems to be a hotspot is actually western Pennsylvania. There's been a lot of reports of Bigfoot creatures taking livestock or just killing livestock.
Yep, I've heard of Bigfoot's actually carrying off 200-pound hogs under each arm, Now, is there any particular area that you like to research in the United States the most?
On-site wise, not really. But the area that most fascinates me in the U.S. has to be North Carolina. Because North Carolina has this fascinating legend of what's known as a saunter. And it's essentially reports of Black Panthers, but they've actually been dated back. I've looked into this. I've dated back these sightings to the mid-1700s.
Right.
And it's very consistent. And what's really interesting is there was this series of supposed vampire attacks in the mid-50s down in Bladenboro, North Carolina, by this what people call a vampire cat. I've done extensive research into the case, and I'm almost certain that it was more or less just bobcat predations that kind of got played up a lot by the local newspaper and the mass hysteria. Oh my God,
Right.
these animals are being attacked. But the case is actually pretty well known within cryptozoology, and down there, Bladenboro, North Carolina, they actually have a yearly festival called the Bladen Cat Festival. It's quite interesting.
Huh, I'll be darned. I never heard of that one. Now, my favorite place of just more or less hearsay research that I've looked up, and then I've actually talked to different people on this, especially a Kentucky DNR officer, the LBL. And I've been doing a little bit of research just off of what I've heard and what went on down there. But I don't have a whole lot more to ask. He done explained it all for me, so.
Do you get a lot of slack from kids your age for what you believe in?
Well, yes and no. I wouldn't say that I really believe in, cryptids. I think that there's a definite possibility, and almost certainty, that there are animals that science has not discovered. But at the same time, I do understand where people are coming from, that there isn't quite enough evidence with a lot of this stuff to really prove anything. I'm very open-minded about everything, and I do think that there is definitely, with Bigfoot and like monsters and stuff, there's definitely something that people are seeing, but I don't know what I believe in. All I know is the evidence and what's been supposedly encountered. And I think that once I explain that to people, they kind of just nod and say, okay. But I do get a lot of crap from people that don't take the time to understand my viewpoints and some of the things that I've argued.
I find it kind of interesting that you have that ability to not let it falter you, based on someone else's opinion, and I admire that. So keep up the good work there.
Thank you.
And don't let any other person's opinion falter or what you believe in. So you are you, and you're going to believe what you believe, and it's nobody else going to change your mind. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for coming over and doing an interview with us.
Definitely. I do a radio show on cryptozoology every Monday night at 8 p.m. On WCJVradio.com. And it's fun. I get guests on. I talk about cryptids. I try to have a unique perspective on it. I try to talk about stuff that people don't know, instead of having people come on and just talk about, well, this is the same Bigfoot report that we've gotten, and it gets a little repetitive. So I try to look at things in a different way. That kind of makes the show unique, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well,
Maybe you have to have us on your show one night.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How long have you done that, Colin?
I've done this particular radio show for about 6 months now, a little over, but I've been doing podcasts for almost a year.
Okay.
All right, man.
Do you have any other websites or any other contact information you want to give people so they know how to get a hold of you? Or
Yeah, so I have a blog that you can find at paranorm101.blogspot.com, and I talk about a lot of the research that I've been doing, some of the conferences that I've been speaking at, and then if anyone wants to get in direct contact with me, you can email me at paranormal10142@gmail.com.
great.
yep. Again, thank you
Thank
for
you.
the interview.
Definitely, it was fun.
Thanks.